chair the Department of Semitic and Egyptian Languages and Literature. Sumerian, Akkadian, and late Babylonian.
What can you tell us about the discovery in Iraq during the summer of 2006?
I want to begin by stating clearly that everything I'm telling you is based solely on my own experience. Since my dismissal from the panel at the conclusion of the assignment, which again was only a very, very small part of a larger project, but the short time I was there I learned quite a few things. I mean, I don't think they understood what they were really dealing with, and in those early stages, from what I've heard and from my own experience, I can tell you that there was much less protocol and overall security procedures involved. When I arrived, I was given clearance, and with that I had access to the entire makeshift lab.
This is a good place for a little background. For the record, in the summer of 2006, while patrolling ancient sites, a battalion of the U.S. Army discovered ancient artifacts. Shortly after, a panel of Near Eastern scholars was assembled in London to examine the find.
That's right.
How did you get involved in the panel?
I received a visit from two men with NSA credentials. They explained the government's position in what I would say pretty foggy terms. I mean, I remember listening to them go on and on, but to me, the only thing that was coming across was, I better not refuse. I don't know, it was very intimidating. Let's just say they had a very convincing argument why I should cooperate, and suddenly reminded me how hard I had worked for my position. I don't want to say I was threatened, but it sure felt that way.
You went to London?
Yes, that day I was taken by car to Newburgh, New York, and put on an unmarked plane. That is to say, I didn't see any markings. I don't know who manned it. It seemed like military. Everyone I came in contact was wearing fatigues. But I couldn't tell what branch they were in. There was, no distinguishing marks. They were all polite, but no one would answer any of my questions.
When did all this take place?
I arrived in London July 3rd of 2006. And I remember because it was the day before the holiday. Needless to say, my children were not thrilled about Daddy's last-minute business trip.
What happened next?
Well, it was almost 2 a.m. when we landed. I was taken to a townhouse in the city, I think. I'm not quite sure of the location. The windows were tinted in the car that I was chauffeured in, so I couldn't see anything outside of the car. The townhouse, though, was manned by British Army personnel, that was clear. And they escorted me to and from the British Museum each day, and that I have no doubt about. I've done a lot of work in the British Museum, and I'm sure that I'd know it anywhere.
What were you asked to do?
My first 2 days were great. It was almost like a Near Eastern convention. We were gathered in this wonderful institution with this incredible find that was shedding light on so many disciplines. And I'm not just referring to Near Eastern studies and ancient languages and literature. I'm talking about the sciences. I'm a linguist, so my work was confined to 2 fragments, as well as the verification of 3 other fragments.
What exactly did you say?
For my part, I only worked with 2 fragments of the tablets, found inside a copper box.
Did you see the box?
I did. It was very heavy and very well crafted. I don't know, I guess the size of like an average toolbox. And here's something strange too. It had a piercing glow, and one of my colleagues who arrived 4 days earlier said the box was found that way. That was cause of a minor clamor among a lot of the scientists, and the next day, a whole new set of protocols were installed. So, that's really when the open discussion ended. I was no longer able to roam from room to room when I had free time. I was taken back to the townhouse and basically kept there, basically like a prisoner until the next day, when, we'd start work again.